As a woman, you never tell a man how much money you make. It's like you're asking to be a target. Why would a masculine man care how much his woman makes unless he has plans of making her a roommate?
Stop giving these men a free all-access pass to your entire life story. When you tell a man your struggles, your fears, your desires, your hopes, your plans, you are giving him the blueprint on how to treat you and how to manipulate you based on that information.
Normalize not telling a man all your business, because nobody, and I mean nobody, is more cruel, more cold, and more lethal with your information than a man who doesn't love you anymore, or than a man who you don't want anymore.
Never, ever, ever tell a man if you are financially wealthy, financially stable, or financially have a job that supports you 100%. And I know this seems counterintuitive because we're very proud of ourselves, but don't do it. As women, we always are like bragging about ourselves. Oh, I have this great job. I make so much money. Here's what I do. I have a trust. I'm from a wealthy family. But do not do this. It will be your downfall in that relationship.
Women, why do y'all feel the need that y'all need to overshare with these men?
Have you ever walked away from someone thinking, I can't believe I told him all of that? Not because you lied, not because you were wrong, but because you realize he hadn't earned that level of trust. That's what this video is all about. Every clip you're about to watch says the same thing in different ways. Stop oversharing.
What you should never tell a man, ever, and that is the trauma that you've experienced. Never tell him this early on in the relationship, because at this point, sometimes they like to use it as ammo to come back if they get mad, upset about something, and use that against you. He will throw that trauma in your face just because he got mad and he was upset about something that you did, and he uses it as ammo and throws it in your face. It's almost like an open wound. He puts salt on it just to let it burn a little bit more. And never trust a man that's willing to throw something that you told him in confidence to throw it back into your face. Never trust that type of guy.
I learned this from my last relationship. My new relationship knows just what has been happening since we started dating. I'll keep that for later, LOL. Never tell him at all. Yes, absolutely. That's why you don't talk about the past until you can realize that he's not going to hurt you in that way. Common knowledge, do the shadow work. My problem is I'm too honest. So one thing I've realized is that being honest isn't the problem. The problem is giving your vulnerability to someone who doesn't know how to handle it. That's why trust shouldn't be built on words alone. Let people show you who they are before you tell them the parts of yourself that are still healing. A good man will protect what you trusted him with. A manipulative man will save it for the day he wants to hurt you. That's how you know who was emotionally safe and who was never.
Stop oversharing with this man. No one needs the information of how your ex-boyfriend used to batter you up. No one certainly deserves to know how your dad was cheating on your mom and that was the reason why they got a divorce. No man needs to know that you were giving your ex or your crush your money and then they ended up dumping your ass. And I know you're telling them this information so they can know how badly you've been treated in the past so they can treat you better. But I tell you something today, they would only treat you worse. You cannot keep living like a victim or you're going to keep getting preyed upon. You would keep meeting the men that will prey and feast on you. So if you want to go in a new relationship, you better take yourself to factory reset. And I'm only telling you this because I mean well for you. I know you've had it rough. You want to share with someone. You need validation. You want them to see you for the real. You want to be transparent. But girl, see a friggin' therapist. You heal alone or you see a therapist. You should not be sharing any of this information with someone you are trying to be with, someone you are newly dating. You're a princess. You've always been a princess all your life. You have to stick to that story. You've been treated well in the past. No man has ever disrespected you. That is how it is supposed to be. Whether you've been treated badly in the past or not, gulp, swallow, digest, and shit it out. You don't have to tell no friggin' man. And they will try to make you feel comfortable enough for you to share with them, telling you, oh, I'm here to stay. I just want to know how to treat you. I just mean well for you. I care about you so much. I want to know everything that's going on in your life. Girl, It's a setup. So if you know what's better for you, you better stop oversharing with every man that comes your way. Because what if it doesn't work out?
So let's see what they're saying in the comment section. Those information is too much for that gender to absorb. You are right. Mine is using it against me now. That's why I just answer we weren't compatible only if I was asked. I wholeheartedly agree. I've been doing this and this men tend to use it against you. Don't tell them, I promise you'll regret it. So let's play a scenario here. You have two partners having a misunderstanding, and in the heat of the moment, they're cussing at each other, and the man decides to weaponize or use the information the woman must have given to him in confidence in the past. For example, he decides to tell her things like, that's why you couldn't hold any relationship in the past. Now, how is that supposed to make the woman feel? Of course, psychologically, she's going to be feeling like, I'm at fault. I can't hold any relationship. I can't get to stick with any man, right? Secondly, the man saying that to her intentionally did it just to hurt her. And I can't see myself going past this stage of the relationship, because if a man has to use your trauma or your secret against you, then he doesn't love you, because there is no guarantee that he's not going to use that against you in the future.
So yeah, it's quite dangerous to kind of disclose what you do and too much about yourself early on when dating, because most men are predators. So in this case, you want to just kind of talk in circles when that kind of conversation arrives, however that may look for you, but don't give any hard, concrete information, if that makes sense. Kind of redirect the conversation every time, you are asked a question that you don't particularly feel comfortable or want to answer. But please don't be a fucking chatterbox. Don't piss me the fuck off. Act like you got some sense and act like your daddy taught you something. And if he didn't, act like Big Brother taught you something. Hey, you got any questions? Ask me in the comments. But all that overly sharing and shit when you first get to know somebody is a no, and can be detrimental to your life, your career, and anything that you are working on in a positive manner.
I think a lot of women confuse being open with giving someone full access to their life, and those are not the same thing. You can be kind and genuine without sharing every part of your story. Not everyone deserves that, especially someone you've just only met. The people who truly care about you won't rush your trust or expect you to tell them everything right away. They understand that protecting your privacy isn't being dishonest, it's just having good judgment.
During the dating phase, one of the biggest mistakes that I see a lot of women make, and I can totally relate to that, it used to be me as well, is that they overshare. What I mean by overshare is that we tend to tell things that are from our past that are on the heavier side, whether it is from our childhood or past relationships or heartbreaks, that we start to share things right from the get-go. We hardly know who the person is, in order to create this sense of intimacy, in order to feel closer to the person. And while, of course, vulnerability is needed in order to create a connection, we do need to be vulnerable. But there is such thing as a healthy pace and an appropriate pace. When we bypass it, when we want to share everything about us, from our flaws, the things that have happened to us that we don't want it to happen to us again, from our fears, all that, when we are going right into it from the beginning, what we're doing is actually a defense mechanism. Meaning that you are sharing these things. This is an unconscious thing that is happening. I'm going to share everything with you to see whether or not you're still going to want to stick around, if you're going to love and accept me. I need to know right away that you can handle all my baggage. Otherwise, I don't feel safe. And we also want the other person to prove to us that they have gone through pain. We want them to share the things that happened to them in the past that were heavy, and so he knows pain. And if he knows pain, he's not going to hurt me. I'm going to share with you two scenarios so for you to understand why oversharing is not good at the early stages. Number one, let's say that you are dating a healthy masculine energy man. You just met him and he's actually awesome. A healthy masculine energy man, the way that he's going to fall in love with a woman is by investing in the relationship and earning your trust. He needs to show you that he is good enough for you. He wants to audition for you. He wants to impress you. He wants to go on this journey of making you see that he is a good guy. And that level of investment is going to what's going to make him fall in love with you. But if you just right from the beginning share everything without him actually showing you that he is a safe person, he is a good guy, that he is somebody that is worthy of your trust, then you just taken away the very thing that he needed in order to fall in love with you. You've taken all the mystery out. You've taken all the ways that he was going to prove to you that he was the right person for you. And then all that things that you shared, somehow now you're going to make it mean it's because of my flaws that he is no longer interested in me. It's because of the things that I have gone through that he thinks I'm not good enough for him. But that's not the case at all. If you had actually let him to earn that position of a guy in your life that he is safe and you can share things with him, then you would have actually let him fall in love with you and you could have shared everything with him. Scenario number 2, you are actually dating somebody that is not emotionally healthy. They have a lot of healing to do. So as you share your trauma and he shares his, he responds so positively and he tells you everything that you want to hear. And unfortunately, that's the case of trauma bonding. And I want you to actually do some research on this. It's a huge topic, but trauma bonding will more often than not lead into abusive relationships, lead into a partner that is going to use your vulnerability against you. So that in both cases, when you're with a healthy person and you overshare, they lose interest and you find yourself heartbroken because now you've opened up to somebody that it seems like they didn't accept you, but that wasn't the case. It's just that you didn't actually let them fall in love with you. And in scenario number 2, you ended up in an abusive relationship.
So just like the creator said, real relationships should be taken in pace. One thing is how people want to know everything about you right away, but they are barely telling you anything real about themselves. That has always stand out to me. Real conversations don't need to be rushed. They happen naturally over time, and I don't think any woman should feel bad for taking her time before opening up. Your life story isn't something you owe someone just because you've gone on few dates. Let people earn that kind of trust by showing you consistency and that they know how to respect it.
Stop giving every man doesn't deserve you.
Right.
Men know this about themselves. We know every single woman doesn't deserve us or our time.
Right.
That's how y'all are experiencing getting used up,
Yeah.
abused up, and manipulated and whatever, and we on to the next. Now, is that okay?
No.
It's not.
But it's also about having discernment.
Should men be more transparent about what they actually want? Probably so in this case, right? This is me holding men accountable.
Yes.
But I also think that men know that y'all are these types of creatures that will just go above and beyond for him.
Yes.
And we take advantage of it.
Yes.
Stop doing that.
And just because you're giving doesn't mean it's appreciated.
No. And also, you have to slow down. You got to slow down and say, oh, this is the man I want to give everything to.
Yeah.
You giving everything to Jimmy Bob and Sean and Jacob and whoever.
Yeah.
And you think a man can't sense that? Oh, we can smell that on you. Because y'all, and we can smell it on you. And when we take you on a date, y'all get to talking. What happened with your ex? Well, he wasn't this, he wasn't that. Oh, well, what happened to the guy before him? Well, he did this. He went to Mississippi and he did all this. So none of them stayed because you just gave and gave and gave and they kept taking.
Ooh.
So what you think the dude in front of you about to do?
Ooh.
Because now you've devalued yourself.
Ooh.
Don't be telling him all that. Don't tell him none of that. First of all, you got to have some suspicion. Stop laying it all on the table because y'all think y'all are valuing transparency when y'all do that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're giving him the cheat code of how to screw you over.
Right.
Women, we need to pour all of that in ourselves instead of them. not to change who we are, but redirect the blessings. I don't understand why they see it as a moment to take advantage instead of being kind. It doesn't make sense. They have convinced themselves that they are very kind too. When they keep asking what happened, what they are really saying is, give me the code to mishandle you. I didn't catch until later in life. Respond with speaking highly of your ex in a nonchalant way. I tell them nothing. I never talk about my past relationships to a person I'm dating. This is a new person and I want to treat them according to what they present. No cheat code over here. I used to be a chronic giver and people pleaser until men showed me their true colors 9 years ago. Ever since then, I don't share nothing to no man, even if I have him. I'm not sharing no vulnerability to no one.
The difference between letting a man get to know you and talking too much and oversharing. That man don't need to know how many partners you had. That man don't need to know every single detail about your last relationship. That man don't need to know how often you show up for people and how you do this and do this and do this and do that. Not inadvertently, sometimes purposely, they will use that information against you. They don't need to know all of that, babes. I used to overshare. Oh, because I just want to show that I'm trustworthy. I was such a pick-me in ways that I did not know. It's not like, oh, hey, when I get around my friends, I act extra in front of men. It was very much, I'm a nice girl. I'm a good girl. And secondly, which is a whole nother topic, being nice and being a good girl does not get you anywhere, babes. You don't get a trophy for being a good girl and being nice. Cuss them out, crash out, ignore them, ghost them, do all of that for the men that actually like you.
Women have been taught that being completely transparent from the beginning somehow proves that we are honest. As if being honest means that you have to share every personal detail immediately. Meanwhile, you meet men who can date a woman for months and still keep huge parts of their lives to themselves without anyone questioning it. So why is the expectation always different? You don't owe anyone your deepest wounds, your past mistakes, or even your biggest fears just because they asked. That kind of access should be earned over time and not handed out after a couple of dates.
I was speaking to a friend yesterday and we were talking about oversharing, and it made me realise that sometimes that's why you might feel lost more intensely than the other person. So when you're oversharing, you're not just passing information, you're giving someone emotional access to you, to the way you think, the way you feel, your traumas, this, that. So when the friendship ultimately ends, to you, you've lost your friend, you've lost your emotional companion, you've lost your therapist, you've lost your validation. To them, they've just lost a friendship. So the hurt to you is more magnified because essentially they meant more to you than you did to them. You allowed them in on areas of your life that you probably wouldn't share with other people. To them, it was never that deep. To them, the loss doesn't feel as deep because they didn't share as much. I don't think sharing has ever been the problem. I think it's the extent to which we do it. Allowing someone to practically run your life, or them being your source of validation. They're telling you what to wear, what to post. Don't post these pictures. Every time you want to post, you're sending it. Oh, which one should I post? What should I wear? Should I message this back? I don't want to look weird. Flipping, just do it. And we need to also make sure that you opening up is mutual. Do you know what I mean? Don't do it too fast. Do it slowly. Let it gradually come out and make sure that it's happening on both sides. Because if it's one-sided and you've emotionally invested a lot more than someone else has, well, mate, you're going to get hurt. I think that's why a lot of us get hurt. Because we've put them on a pedestal and we share a lot more of our lives than they have theirs.
When you start relying on one person for constant reassurance, you slowly stop trusting yourself. You second guess everything. Before you make a decision, you want their opinion. Before you say how you feel, you're already wondering how they will react. Without even realizing it, you've automatically given someone way too much control over how you think and feel. A healthy relationship shouldn't make you lose your own voice. A healthy relationship should support your confidence, not become the only place you get it from.
Women, stop over explaining with these guys. If they do something, you're over explaining yourself over and over again, or oversharing is what people may call it. Oversharing is nothing but a trauma response where someone didn't listen to you and you felt like you had to keep repeating yourself time and time again because no one gave you the validation or heard you out in maybe a past relationship. And maybe it wasn't in a relationship. Maybe it was a abandonment issue when you were younger or whatever it may be. This also comes from maybe you were gaslit in a relationship and now you feel like you have to over-explain, overshare how you feel, your feelings, or make them want to believe you. When you do this in a relationship, it does nothing for you, and I'm going to explain why. If you're continuing trying to get your point across, overshare, over-explain yourself in a situation like that, 9 times out of 10, that guy's still not going to care. If he didn't care the first time where you brought it to his attention or try to get some clarity or whatever it may be, he's not going to care now. If you feel the need to keep oversharing and over-explaining a situation in a relationship with this guy, he's never going to see where you're coming from because you keep having to do that. And it's time to just cut him off. I wrote a book, How to Detach from Your Toxic Ex and Attract the Guy That You Want to Attract. Go snag it. It's helped over thousands of women.
Are you an oversharer? What some people call floodlighting? It's when you share too much too soon before trust is built. And while vulnerability is good, it can be a good thing, doing it too early can create a false sense of trust. It can make you feel overly connected before real compatibility or respect is there. And that can leave you open to emotional overwhelm. When you overshare, especially in the first or second date, you could overwhelm the person. You could actually share things that over time, as they're getting to know you and understand you, they can assess, okay, that was really tough to hear what she shared, but given the context of who she is and what I've learned about her, it makes sense how she handled that difficulty, whatever it is. You're also sharing so much that if it doesn't work out, you then have this cycle of, oh my goodness, I wonder what it was I said to him as to why it hasn't worked out. It could be something else entirely different, nothing connected to what you said. But it takes time to build trust and to share, especially pain points you've encountered in your life. Let me give you some quick examples just to give you an idea of how some people share on the first date. This is not an exhausted list, okay? 1, my ex was so toxic, let me tell you everything they did. 2, I've always been afraid no one really will love me the way I need to be loved. 3, my family is total mess. Holidays are basically a nightmare. 4, I've been cheated on 3 times, so I have major trust issues. 5, I already know I want marriage and kids within the next year. What about you? 6, I've got a lot of debt, but I'm working on it, hopefully. 7, sometimes I feel like I'm just not good enough for anyone. 8, my childhood was really hard. Want to hear the details? 9, I stalked your social media before this date, and I noticed you. 10, you seem so different from everyone else. I already can tell you're the one. Listen, dating with purpose means protecting your story until it's safe to share. Oversharing too soon can feel like connection, but it's often false intimacy. Real intimacy is built over time with respect and discernment. Guard your heart, woman of God, and let people earn the right to your deeper chapters. And this is a Christian women's platform, but anyone can benefit from this. People tend to overshare a lot, and for many reasons. But if you find this is a problem for you, shift it, slow it down, share the space, mutual reciprocity, and let it unfold over time. Give people a chance to get to know you first. Gotta go. Ciao.
So this is something I wish more women understood, because that feeling of, wow, I've never talked to someone like this before, can really be misleading. Sometimes you're not feeling trust, you're just feeling relief. Relief that somebody listened, relief that somebody seemed to understand, maybe because he's a good listener. But at the end of the day, we are hurting ourselves by oversharing.
There's something I notice about people who are in love. When they're in love, they tend to talk too much. Especially in the beginning of the relationship, they tend to talk plenty. So today I'm going to be telling you 3 things you should never share with your partner, no matter how much you are in love with them. Don't share these three things with them. Number one, don't ever share your past with your partner. The number of guys you've slept with, the number of ladies you've slept with, don't tell your present partner. You know why? It might be all rosy at the beginning, and in the course of the relationship, things might happen. And when fight comes in, of course, there's always a fight in a relationship. They will use these things against you. Don't tell them how many people you've slept with, the number of guys you've been with, the number of one-night stand you've had, or whatsoever. Don't tell them. They're going to use it against you. That's number one.
So, quick pause here. Some people call this being secretive. I don't think it is. There's a difference between lying and simply deciding that someone hasn't earned certain information yet. Those are two completely different things.
Number two, don't share your family's secret with your boyfriend. This is very important. That's your family's secret. Don't share it with that partner you're dating. You know, some people, when they are in love, especially when they are lying on top of their boyfriend's chest, they tend to talk plenty. They tend to expose their family. They tend to spill out everything. There are some certain few things you keep secret. Yes. Even if you came from a home that never had peace, don't tell your boyfriend that. Don't share with your partner the down times in your home. Don't tell them, oh, at some point we could not eat, my father could not provide money. Don't bring down your parents to your partner. They are going to use that against you. Don't tell them that, oh, my dad was always beating my mom. My dad was always this. My dad was this. My mom was this. My mom was that. Don't spoil your parents to your present partner. They will use it against you. Don't share those things with them. At least share more of the good parts to them. Don't tell them those down times. Don't tell them those secrets. Keep secret. Don't share with your family. Your family. Don't watch your dirty linen outside to your partner. They will use it against them, especially your father. Don't tell them, oh, your father could not provide this for you. Because if you are fighting with your partner on a day, he will tell you, what your father could not provide for you, you want me to provide it for you. So men are like that. So don't tell your partner. All these things, these two things I've mentioned, don't share with your partner. Lastly, number three, this one might sound very funny, but it's true. Don't share your toothbrush with your partner. Yes. I see a lot of people, they'll be like, oh, in fact, we're always kissing, blah, blah, blah. So we can use one toothbrush. No. There are some people who have tooth infections, gum infection, whatsoever. Don't inherit what you never had. Toothbrush is meant to be personal. It's meant to be your own thing. It's not meant to be for people to share. Your toothbrush should be something for you alone. It's for your tooth alone, not for another person's teeth. No matter how much you're in love, these things are private things that you should never share with people.
So this creator might sound funny, but everything he said or he highlighted are all 100% correct. And there are different ways we as women can overshare. There are different angles we can overshare. Not just our trauma, not just speaking. Like the creator said, sharing of toothbrush. And we need to limit the way we overshare things to protect ourselves. If there is one thing I hope you take away from this video, is this: that privacy isn't dishonesty, it's discernment. You don't owe anyone instant access to your life just because they are interested in you. The right man won't be offended by healthy boundaries. He will respect them. Let people earn your trust instead of giving it away for free. If you've enjoyed this discussion, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, have you ever realized you shared too much too soon with someone? I'd really love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.